Now, let me look at three spectacular signs. These signs are audible, these signs are visible, and these signs are verbal. Look what it says. And suddenly there came out from heaven a sound like a mighty rushing wind, and it filled the entire house where they were sitting. The word suddenly means it come abruptly. It come unexpectedly, and it also come immediately. And so this was not an actual wind, but it was sound like a mighty wind. That's what it said, sound like a mighty rushing wind. And this can be translated as a violent blasting sound. This was an actual blast, and it filled not just the room, but it filled the entire house. And verse 6 tells us that it was so loud, it drew multitudes to come. This thing was so loud that people on the outside come rushing to this place, asking what is happening. Wouldn't it be great if we had the power of God all on our church one Sunday evening, or Sunday morning, or Wednesday night? Notice verse 4. And they were all filled with the Holy Spirit and began to speak in other languages or tongues as the Spirit gave them utterance. Now there were 120 people filled with the Holy Spirit that day. The 120 were speaking a language that they didn't understand. But the people that heard that language understood them in their own language. He goes on to say, under heaven, at this sound the multitudes came together, and they were bewildered, because each one was hearing them speak in his own language. The word bewildered means they were confounded, they were confused. Now, because they were hearing praises to God, or praises of God, in their own native tongue. How can they speak our language and they're not learned men? Miracle of the speaking in languages was the fact that they were speaking. They didn't know what they were speaking, but the people hearing knew what they were saying. That's the miracle. In fact, they marveled, they wondered, this is a miracle. In fact, Acts 2:43, and it came upon every soul, chapter 3, verse 10. And they were filled with wonder and amazement, Acts 4, chapter 13, and verse 13. And now when they saw the boldness of Peter and John, and perceived that they were uneducated and common men, they were astonished. How can these uneducated common men say these? It makes me wonder why I'm not filled with awe, and I'm not filled with wonder, and I'm not filled with amazement, and I'm not filled with astonishment when I consider the mighty works of God. We should never get over what God has done for us. It ought to astonish us. It ought to amaze us.